everybody. Welcome to today's class with Math Demystified. Today we are going to be learning an interesting topic: profit and loss. What is profit and what is loss? This topic is very relevant to businesses. Now, suppose I am a dealer in markers. I buy and sell markers. Suppose I bought this marker for 1,000 naira. What we call this amount of money I spent because I'm buying is cost price. So I represent it with CP, cost price. Now I intend to sell it because I want to make extra money. That is what everybody does. Everybody that wants to do business wants to make extra money so that the business will keep growing. Now I sold this marker at 1,200 naira. So I asked myself, have I made an extra money? Yes. How do I know? I have to first take away my cost price. This is my cost price, 1,000 naira. How much I bought? This is 1,000 naira. The cost price, how much I spent to buy the marker, 1,000 naira. But after selling it, I sold it for 1,200 naira. 1,200 naira is my selling price. So the selling price is the amount of money you receive when you sell. So when you sell, you are receiving money. But when you buy, you are giving out money or you're spending money. Now, do I have profit? I have to first take away my cost price. That means I'm subtracting my cost price from my selling price. So profit is selling price, which is 1,200 naira minus 1,000 naira. Now, if you calculate this math, you get 200 naira. So my profit is 200 naira. Now the question is, why do I have a profit? If you look closely, you observe that the selling price is greater than the cost price. So that will make me have profit. So the extra money is the profit, which is 200 naira. Now let's say I went to the market. I bought marker this time. It became very expensive. I bought it at 1,500 naira. So my cost price, amount of money I spent to buy this marker is 1,500 naira. So my cost price is 1,500 naira. Now I went to sell it. I couldn't sell it for more than 1,500 naira. I managed to sell it at the same price, same 1,500 naira. So selling price is 1,500 naira. Do I have an extra money? Did I get extra money? Did I get a profit? Let's see. Let's calculate. Let's see whether we have a profit. Now selling price is 1,500 naira. In this case, cost price is also 1,500 naira. If you look at this, if you subtract 1,500 from 1,500, you get 0. The same number separated from itself. You get 0, which means I had no profit. Now let's look at another case. Suppose I went to buy this marker and I bought it at 1,500 naira. When I went to sell it, I couldn't sell it up to the amount I bought it. This time around, I was able to sell it at 1,300 naira. Let's see if we have profit. We have extra money. Now, my cost price is 1,500 naira, like I said earlier. 1,500 naira for cost price. I bought it 1,500 naira. But I sold it for 1,300 naira. Now, what is my profit? Do I have an extra money? If you look at this, profit is supposed to be selling price minus cost price. We are supposed to have 1,300 minus 1,500. You see that we have a bigger number being subtracted from a smaller number. We are not going to get an extra money. We are not going to get a loss. So in this case, we say that the amount of money I sold the marker is less than the amount of money I bought the marker. This is not a good business because you are getting less money than what you spent. So in that case, we call it loss. You've lost some amount of money because I have to first take away how much I spent, which is 1,500 naira. But what I have here is not up to how much I spent. So which means I have a loss. So in this case, I'm going to calculate my loss. I'll subtract the smaller amount, which is the selling price, from the cost price. So I have 1,500 minus 1,300. And my loss is 200 naira. So I have a loss here, 200 naira, no profit. So let's look at what we've done so far. Let's discover some things. Why did I have profit in this case? If you look at it very carefully, you'll find out that we had profit because the selling price is greater than the cost price. So I did selling price minus cost price. I get profit. In this case, there's no loss, whereas we have a profit. Now, when the selling price and the cost price and selling price, when they were equal, we didn't have a profit, neither did we have a loss. So we had no loss, we had no profit. This third case, when the cost price was greater than the selling price, we had a loss, which is 200 naira. So you can see, you can quickly tell when you have a profit and when you have a loss. With that, let's look at other cases. So suppose my cost price is 600 naira this time around, and I sold the item at 800 naira or 850 naira. Can you calculate the profit? Alright, we'll do it together. How do you get the profit? First you ask, do we have profit or loss? We'll determine that from seeing whether the profit is greater than, the selling price is greater than the cost price, or the cost price is greater than the selling price. If you look at this, you discover that the selling price is greater than the cost price. So we are going to have what? Profit. That's correct. So how do we calculate the profit? We do selling price minus cost price. So in this case, selling price is 850 naira minus cost price 600 naira. If you do that calculation correctly, you're going to get 250 naira. So my profit is 250 naira. Suppose my cost price becomes, let's say I bought an item for 8,000 naira. I wanted to sell the item, but there were some problem with the item. I couldn't sell it up to this amount. I sold it at 7,800 naira. Do we have a profit or a loss? Look at it carefully. Is the selling price greater than the cost price, or is the cost price greater than the selling price? You are correct if you said the selling price or the cost price is greater than the selling price. We have 8,000 is greater than 7,800. So what do we have in that case? We have a loss. And how do you calculate that? You find the difference between the cost price and the selling price. And that will give us, what do we have? We have cost price 8,000 naira minus selling price 7,800. If you do the calculation correctly, you will get 200 naira, and that gives you the loss 200 naira. So that's how to calculate profit and loss. First, you check the selling price and the cost price, which is greater. If the selling price is greater, it means that you are earning more money than what you spent. So you're going to get an extra money, which is the profit. Then if the cost price, on the other hand, is greater, it means you have spent more money than what you are receiving after selling. So you have lost some part of the money you spent, and that is your loss. So you can quickly do this. You can do this. We have, suppose I bought an item at 5 naira 50 kobo. And I sold the item at 7 naira 20 kobo. Do we have a profit or a loss? You observe that the selling price is greater than the cost price, so I have a profit. Now I do selling price minus cost price. So 7 naira 20 kobo minus 5 naira 50 kobo. Now how do I do this subtraction? I should arrange my digits in the correct position. 7.20 minus 5.50. Now let's subtract. Take away 0 from 0, we get 0. Now can we take away 5 from 2? We know what we normally do in this case. We rename. So borrow 1 from here. On this position, it's left with 6. That one you borrow, if you take it to this next position, becomes 10. The 10 plus this 2, that makes it 12. So we've renamed. So we subtract 5 from 12, we get 7. Then we subtract 5 from this 6, we get 1. So my profit, since the selling price is greater than the cost price, is 1 naira 70 kobo. Now mind you, I've been using naira. You can use dollars. You can use the Chinese yuan. You can use rupee, and so on and so forth. So all that matters is the figures. Thank you everybody, and I hope you enjoyed this class. With this, I think you'll be able to calculate profit and loss whenever you are giving profit. Thank you.